What's going on, my peoples? This your boy, Mr. OBF. Welcome to the OBF, the network people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to donate to the channel? It's down there strolling below. And subscribe to the channels down there strolling below. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate. Make sure you guys share the videos. Hit the like button, people, when you come up in the building or when you leave. Just make sure you show some love. Share the videos, people. Let people know we up over here getting busy. You know what I mean? But anyway, I told y'all I don't really talk about Trump no more. I don't do Trump videos anymore. I do videos about Trump supporters because I want y'all to know how stupid these people are. Because at this point, we all know what who Trump is, and and who he is, and who he was, and who he still is. Right? He's even worse than who he used to be, but he's been who he is. So it's nothing new. So I wanted to make I wanted to put the light on Trump supporters because I think we keep kissing their ass and acting like we need to, compromise with these stupid ass people, and I don't think we need to. I think when it's horrible people in the world, we should not be justifying their fucked up behaviors and their fucked up thought process because they stupid. So let's get into this so-called black Trump supporter. He's Black MAGA. Let's listen to how he lies. He sounds like he's saying very intelligent things, but he's actually lying, and he sounds like a stupid idiot and a fucking coon. I got a couple of clips here, but let's get into it.
So the Constitution was not written for immoral, unjust people. The Constitution was written for moral, spiritual people who could discern the times and the seasons through the Word of God.
That is a lie. That is a lie. I must keep saying this because the stupid people in America, and mainly the stupid MAGAs, and some of you stupid religious people keep thinking that this country was built on religion. It was not. Your so-called forefathers did not like religion. Right? They was not religious. They stopped being religious, put it that way, because they was being crucified over there in Europe because of religion. Okay? A lot of them was being enslaved and mistreated. Their families was. Listen, stop lying about your forefathers. They was horrible individuals. Don't get it twisted. But stop lying about what they thought and how they really felt. They was not religious people. They used to be. They was before. They didn't discover America. They took America and branded it the way that they did. They didn't even rebuild it. They branded it a different way. It wasn't even called America. Okay? So, stop lying on your own forefathers. Stop praising them for some shit that they didn't do. Or who they were. They wasn't these people. They was not very religious. Their country was never built on religion from their points of views. They was not very religious people anymore. They ran away from Europe to get away from religion. These are facts. So stop lying. And just because some people still believe in a God doesn't mean it's a Christian country or a religious country. I'm a spiritual dude. I don't believe in religion. Used to be religious, but I don't believe in religion. I found out religion is a scam. It's a cult. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to believe in that. But do I still believe it's a God is a high power? Yes, I'm a spiritual dude. But I don't have to believe in your religion to figure that out. Or had a belief that I believe there's a God. But no. That's why I said I'm not even an atheist in a way. I just don't believe in religion. But who are you to tell me I'm a bad person because of your religion? I ain't out here robbing and stealing and trying to take from people. I ain't out here trying to scam people. And I'm not religious. I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't believe in your Christianity or your Muslim or whatever it is. Whatever your religion, I don't believe in it. But I ain't doing none of that horrible shit. But we know some of you religious people are doing it. We know some of your fake politicians that you love. This coon ass nigga Donald Trump. He don't go to church every Sunday. He don't believe in religion like that. He's a liar. Anyway, let's move on.
MAGA Black, I know the plight that's going on in the inner cities, behind the scenes as a pastor for 22 years. There is nowhere else to go but to come back home. I'm talking to the black community, back home to the Republican Party.
First of all, we ain't got to come back home to none of that shit. The Democrat Party or the Republican Party. That's why I don't never have a problem with black people not a part of any party. I actually respect that more. Because both parties mistreated us. So for him to sit there and pretend, let's come on back home to the Republican Party. To the racist party? Well, both parties was racist at one point. They both was racist at one point. They both were. One changed their ideology a little bit more than others, than the other side. That's it. But they both was racist. What party, what plantation you want us to be on? See, this is what I'm not understanding. They call the Democrat Party a plantation, but what do you call the Republican plant? That's a plantation too. I don't have to live up to your fake ass expertise. I don't have to do that to tell me I'm a good person. I don't have to believe in what you believe in to let me know I'm a good person. It's how I treat people. I don't have to believe in your God, your religion. I ain't even gonna say your God, I'll say your religion. I don't have to believe in your religion to be a good person. Who the fuck told you that? Because ain't none of you motherfuckers ever talked to God about this. I know you haven't. Shit, listen, I wish God can come back right now so we can have, if I could talk to God right now, I want to have a conversation. So we can get some clarity about what the fuck these motherfuckers are doing. What his message really was, or is. They don't know what the fuck God message is. It's a lie. Don't be trying to get black people to get on another plantation. You old sellout piece of shit. And I told y'all, people get upset at me about this, but it's no disrespect at all. A lot of Southern black people be on this bullshit. On this coonery. People, you see more coonery in the South from black people than you see anywhere. And I know my Southern brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all don't like that shit. But I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about these motherfuckers. I'm telling y'all. Y'all, it's a lot of coonery going on down there. Because these niggas, they ain't, listen. You can say what you want to say about the inner cities and all that other shit, the New Yorks, all that shit. You can say whatever you want. Listen, in the South, it's like being it's you can just like if sometimes if you go down the South, you can see how slavery used to be. These are just facts. When you come up north, a lot of the time, you don't listen, man. Midwest, a lot of that shit. You don't see a lot of this shit that you see down in the South. These niggas, I'm not saying ain't no farms and shit, certain places outside of that. But it's outside of these inner cities, these big cities and states and shit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you don't see this type of shit. And usually that's where you see a lot of coon ass niggas be. Cause I told you it's a part of Maryland that's like that too. Like niggas be coons. But that's outside of the inner city. The harbor is in the city. In Baltimore City, in the city. It's not out there in the motherfucking county in the boondocks some fucking where. It's nowhere near out there. Nowhere. Where motherfuckers got farms and none of that shit. It ain't out there. Because nobody wants to be out there. Honestly. Nobody wants to be out there with a bunch of stuck up ass people. Listen, when you see a lot of that shit, a lot of times depends what state you in. I mean, regardless of what state you in. When you see people like that, that means that they're especially in like in Baltimore. I only can speak a lot of times where I'm from. Motherfuckers only move out there to get away from the city. The city is where it be popping. Right? It's like New York. Niggas move out to get away from the city. But when they want to get shit popping, they want to be around excitement, they go to the city. They go to Manhattan, all that shit. They go to where somewhere popping. If you don't want to be where something popping and something going on, you don't go there. You move away from it. It ain't just about the crime. I done heard people say they don't like being near the city because it's loud. It's always something going on. It's noise. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's move on.
Party, because that's what has to happen.
That Republican Party, if I can play, the reporter pushing back, that Republican Party is different than the one that they left, right?
That's why MAGA Black, we're talking about the policies that make sense, the policies that brought us together. It just so happened it was under that brash New Yorker, some guy named Trump. Heard of him?
What policies brought black people together that MAGA got? Now, just put aside other races of people. What policies that has brought black people together on the MAGA side, the Republican side, other than coonery? Because I believe, regardless of what race you are, you'll sell anybody. It's a lot of people in this country that sell anybody, sell a lot of their own people out for money. So that's all I see from MAGA. I see that people will sell their own out for money. You see it with the religious folks, even the religious people. They sell their own people out, their religious people out for money. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the policy. Because making money is not a policy. That's capitalism. It's not a policy. So I'm trying to figure out, to this misguided old Negro, what policy from the mega that bring black people together or have brought black people together? See, what they misconstruing, that's even on both sides. That's a Republican and Democrat. What they misconstruing is that black people all think alike. We're probably some of the most unique people in the world, black Americans. We don't always see eye to eye. And it's actually good in a way, but then it's bad. Because sometimes we don't know when to come together. So it's a bad and a good thing. But black people don't all agree. We don't all have the same beliefs. And when you try to put black people in a box of come on home to religion or whatever that is, that doesn't mean every black person. It's different generations of black people. So how we need to come on back home? It's some black folks that has never been raised in religion. Ever. Because of their generation. So what are you talking about? And that doesn't mean that they're horrible individuals. Shit, y'all don't even respect Joe Biden. He's a very religious man. But just because he doesn't believe in your type of religion, he's a horrible individual. He's a groomer. He's okay with gay people raping children and molesting and grooming children. Okay, man. Like I said, and I continue to keep saying, we amongst the stupid. See, logically, none of that shit that they say and they talk about makes any sense. It doesn't. Because they contradict themselves. And see, the problem is, at least I can admit, even some of my beliefs contradict some of the shit that I say. At least I can admit it. These people, they trying to fake standing on business. But that shit don't make no sense. Let's move on.
But it was really what worked.
Wears a white shirt and a red tie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God! But it's what worked. Cutting taxes, lowering the unemployment, raising employment. These things actually worked.
First of all, sir, they have never lowered taxes for regular folks. The Republican Party. They have never done it. Never. And you're not, listen, you're like maybe in your late 50s, maybe early 60s. Right? So you may be a generation or two from me. Right? Listen. You can't even show evidence of that help black people. And let me just explain something to everybody too about the economy and generations. He's talking about a fucking generation where when you can go to the store. But I just speak about my generation. When I was in the 90s, I remember I could used to go to the store and buy a bottle of soda for 65 cents. That's my early. So he's talking about a generation of an economy that they probably went to go buy a motherfucking soda, bottle soda for about 25 cents or some shit. Motherfucker, we got way more people than that, than back from your generation, even mine. It's a lot more entrepreneurs. It's a lot more businesses in this country and around the world. So your whole nonsense of what you're talking about, it doesn't even line up. You can't go back to that. What tax cut that have Donald Trump passed that said they're going to start selling sodas back to even my generation of 65%? I mean, 65 cents. I'll wait. It's no generation. No fucking generation. Here now. I'm sorry, not generation. There's no policy that can do that. You can't lower shit. Not in this generation. It's not going to go backwards. It's going to go forward. It's going to go up. The price is going to go up, not backwards, motherfucker. People get upset because they keep talking about food is high and shit is high. What you shouldn't be bitching and complaining about is that shit is high. What you should be bitching and complaining about is why that you're not getting paid more working at your job so you can afford it. That's the shit that you should be upset about, not that, oh, the prices is high. That'll let you know that the economy in a generation is moving forward, not backwards. So now, the companies, you can't keep paying us what you used to can pay us. The economy, the generation is moving forward. So you have to pay me according to that. That's what you should be upset about. Not that the gas is high, not that the food is high, everything high. You should be mad at where you work at. Why you can't afford none of this shit. Or at least come close to it. See, I do this politics shit. I do this shit. A lot of times motherfuckers just bitch and complain about shit, but they don't do the work. And they complain about shit that they don't know nothing about. They see some shit on the internet and then they be like, oh, well, yeah, that's why that is. No, it's not. See, because you got to do a little history before you know what the fuck is actually really going on. You remember when sodas and shit was 65%, right? You remember that? I know some of y'all from my herb remember that shit. You know why? Because we have recessions and shit that set us back and stuff like that, where the economy was bad and the corporations was overpricing us and shit. But you know what happened? It started paying us more so we can afford it. Because if nobody can afford, who would fuck gonna buy their product? You gotta understand how the economy works. You gotta understand, even with the capitalism shit, you gotta understand how capitalism works. People just bitch and complain about shit and don't do the homework. And that shit annoys me. Do better. But like I said, he's saying this shit, we can't go back to that. Or what he's talking about, we can't go back when you talk. And then, like I said, I don't remember an economy even during my history, because I probably wasn't born. Well, I know I wasn't born in some in his part of his generation. It wasn't no economy that kept wanting to go backwards. They moved forward. They didn't go backwards. Not even his generation. It's no fucking economy. What are you talking about? And then I'm trying to figure out what policies that the Republican Party actually helped black people out financially. They did not. Let's move on.
Worked. Peace through strength. Everything that was done in our foreign trade, building up our military, all of those things worked. That's the Republican Party.
First of all, bro, were you talking about black people ain't had no say in foreign trade? We had no say. We couldn't even vote. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, nigga? Shit, still, even to this day, to a certain extent, black people still don't have no say into the economy around the world. It ain't enough of us in power to have a say. In America, not talking about other countries, I'm talking about here. What are you talking about, nigga? See, this is what happened when you're a sellout. You just say anything. But no facts. He talked very clearly. He seemed like he makes sense, right? He doesn't. He's just an ignorant coon nigga. And placating. He's a token nigga. A token house nigga. That's what he is. This motherfucker actually trying to look like Trump. Wearing the type of clothing Trump wear. Wow, this shit is sad. Let's move on.
Republican Party. I'm talking about America first. That's what has to happen. I'm not talking about this rhino Republican Party. I'm talking about the Republican Party that freed the slaves, the party of Lincoln. We're talking about the party that
You're talking about over a century ago. Technology has changed. Life of living has changed. You ignorant motherfucker. Black people had rights. We still didn't have rights. We just wasn't slaves. What are you talking about? This shit is damn near still being like a slave when you had no rights. Even after the Civil War era. What were you talking about? And if you're just talking about black people, we was just amongst ourselves. Because we had no choice. White people wasn't accepting us like that. For about another 100 years. What are you talking about? You want us to go back to being good old boys? Because that's basically what you're saying. Even when we did the Tulsa shit, the Black Wall Street shit, they tore our shit down. They killed our people. What are you talking about, nigga? When was it good? I hear these stupid people talk about that shit. The civil rights era was bad for black people. How? Was it some flawed shit in it or whatever? But they killed off our leaders. So we ain't had no guidance. They killed them. They basically kind of took over our shit in a way. Or they let these token ass black niggas speak for us when they ain't have our good intentions. As a people. Do this nigga not know history? We wasn't good in that era, nigga. We don't want good about that. I wish somehow people was still living back in those days and can speak now. Because this token Negro will be total, like, I told my wife, sometimes I gotta hold certain shit back. But listen, this dude is a fucking liar. It was no, listen, people, you can name any of black people. It wasn't, listen, even when you see the rappers and you see all of us motherfuckers that got a little something, right? We all doing a little good. It's way many more of us, way more than us, that's doing bad. And still struggling and hurting. When you look at, they always try to pretend that a lot of white people are hurting out here. They're not. Even the poor ones, it's not a lot of poor white people more than it is a lot of the rich ones and doing well and doing good. Because they have an advantage because the country was built on them. It wasn't built on blacks. Black people. It wasn't. This country was not founded and built on giving black people the opportunity like them. The shit was never built for us. It just wasn't. And so this whole notion that it's some type of era where black people did very well and we did good in a certain era, we did not. Even this era, we don't do that well. Not compared to white folks. And we built this motherfucker. Our ancestors built this shit. They steal our culture to benefit off of us. We don't get the benefit off of us. They benefit off of us more than we benefit off of them. Think about it. They're more still in control of this country than we are. So that's why when you hear these racist ass white people talking about they don't like the white man, they don't like this, they don't like white people. Listen, fuck your fake outrage. You still run the country. You're just mad. A part of you mad at black people, we get that. But the other part, you're mad because it's some white people like you that don't believe in your racism. And that's what you're really mad at. You're really talking to them because you already hate us. You already hate us. We get it. Well, a lot of us do. It's still some of these coon ass niggas like him still acting like he don't understand. But you're really mad at the white people that look like you that said, nah, we not doing this shit with y'all. I'm gonna throw, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna drop a truth bomb on y'all. And these are factual shit, but they don't want to talk about it. Right? The right wing, they don't want to talk about this. The right wing Christians people. I told you a lot of this shit, it has to do something with us, but it really doesn't. Because they automatically hate us, so we get it. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, people, we back from a quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Let me shout out. Shout out to my brother, brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? Love you too, bro. Yeah. Listen, let me throw a fact to y'all. You know why they hate gay people? The so-called white evangelicals, so-called Christians and shit. You know why they hate them? These are facts. Because it's their people that's gay. It's a lot more their people that's gay. That's why. That's why. The difference is you see a lot more minorities and black people that's flamboyant in a way, like we're more out there, right? A lot of our people, right? But it's a lot more white homosexuals than it is black and minority people in this country. Forget our other countries. I'm just talking about here. Because it's probably even 10 times more. But anyway. But that's why they hate gay people. They see their own people. They see themselves. And then a lot of them are homosexuals. Listen, people, I've been around enough religious people to tell you that a lot of them are very homosexual. They just don't. They truly do believe, some of them do truly believe that it's a sin. But a lot of them are homosexuals. That's why when I tell you I'm not religious anymore, I found out about that shit. They mad at homosexuals. It's a sin, however they look at it, the beliefs. But a lot of them are homosexuals. A lot of their women don't mind having threesomes. A lot of they men like to be penetrated. They like to have gay sexual acts of like having their woman stick shit up in their ass and shit. They like shit like that. I'm just telling you. That's why they be so mad at homosexual shit. They are attracted to a lot of homosexual shit. If you really want to be real about it, if anybody, right? This is why I don't hate gay people or some shit like that. I'm not on that type of shit. Because you got to think about it, right? Just logically, just think. Not saying you're gay and nothing like that, but just logically. From there, just go off of how they think, right? Anybody, regardless if it's two women, right? And you're attracted to women, but regardless if it's two women doing sexual gay acts amongst themselves, and you watch, right? And you get turned on by that. Ain't that the definition of being gay? Or you okay with gay shit? At least being okay with it. Not saying you're gay, but you okay with gay shit. Right or wrong? Look it up. Because you shouldn't be attracted to that. At all. Because if you're attracted to that, you shouldn't accept it. It should be, you shouldn't find it attractive. At all. A lot of these people are hypocrites. That's why I can never be against gay people. I like to see two lesbians have sex, nigga. I'm okay with that. But shit, I want to join. As long as you ain't sticking nothing in my ass. But I want to join. You ever had a threesome, nigga? That's some of the most gayest shit. If you really, if we go off they knowledge, most gayest shit ever. You watch two women do some sexual shit and you involved, you doing some gay shit. Like people, like you want to be honest about it. We just keep trying to change the definition of it. Nigga, that's the gay women. Niggas gay shit going on. You ever did a threesome? Off the knowledge, you was on some gay shit. Not saying I'm gay, I'm just saying. Or you gay, I'm just saying. How can you hate gay people when you're okay with certain gay shit? Now, if you stand on business and say, I ain't attracted to none of that, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Listen, it's very, very attractive of two women getting it in. Because I'm attracted to women. And then I see two women, oh, woo. People like to lie. Talking about that shit is, you don't feel attracted by that. Yeah, I do. Two women? Yeah. Now, two dudes? Hell no. Because I'm not attracted to men. But I'm attracted to women. And to see two women do that? Oh, my God. My first threesome ever? Nigga. Life experience. Like, it's different type of life experience. That shit blew my mind. Had great sex before with a woman, right? But I had two women, never had that type of sex experience ever. Talking about, listen, dick rock hard. Woo. Nigga, I was hard the whole time. Listen, I think the first time that I did it, right? Because we did this shit all night. The first time I did it, I didn't even bust a nut for like the first 5 hours. And I was young too, so like I could go 3 hours back in the day. But yeah, after like 3 hours, nigga, I gotta bust a nut. But I went like half of that night, five hours, didn't bust a nut. And then went for round two. Come on, man. Ain't nothing like it. I'm just telling y'all. So they tell about all that shit, or they hate lesbians and shit like that. Listen, I can understand people who are a little, you feel a little way about gay men. I get that a little bit. Because you're not gay. You ain't trying to fuck no man. You ain't attracted to no man. I get that part. But let them be who they gonna be. I don't give a fuck about that, nigga. Like, I don't care about that. But having two lesbians? Or two bisexual women, you can say in a way. Best experience you can have sexually ever. If you're a heterosexual male. Now, for women, I can't speak on the women part. But for a man, heterosexual man, oh, shit. The best experience you can have in your life, sexually. Honestly. But they like to lie and pretend they hate gay shit. Yeah, okay. All right. Whatever. Listen, people, and I'm not saying people are gay. I'm just saying the whole notion that we be bigoted towards gay people and shit, we accept certain shit about, and they human beings at the end of the day. It ain't even just about the sex shit. They human beings. Regardless of who they fucking, it doesn't matter to me. If they good people, I don't care. If they ain't out here mistreating others, I don't give a fuck about who they have sex with. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Donald Trump supposed to be a heterosexual man, right? He's a horrible person. Trump supporter. Y'all supposed to be heterosexual people. Y'all horrible people. I know more gay people that's better than y'all. These are facts. And you can sit there and pretend that you some moral good people, religious folks, you horrible people. You treat people badly. Fuck out of here.
Party that when the slaves got out and they said, where we go, the first Republican Black Congress was initiated. That's the Republican Party I'm talking about, the party of Frederick Douglass. That's the party.
Why then are so many of our modern black leaders?
Yes, sir, you living in the past. And then you ignoring parts of history too, where the parties did change. So you're just misleading people and just lying. Sir, we can't go back to that. That party is not the same. Even that party, that Republican Party that wound up switching over to be Democrats, these Democrats are way different than that party. Like, what are you talking about? So you just ignore that same Republican Party was still okay with black people didn't have rights after they so-called freed the slaves. I told you they logic don't make sense. Their talking points don't make sense. They contradict themselves all the time. So black people's okay with not having rights and still getting hung. Sir, you forgot about the Ku Klux Klan? Huh? You forgot all about the history of America after black people got freed from being slaves. You forgot all about that, huh? You forgot about Emmett Till. You forgot about people like that. Are you serious, man? That's the same party. What party stepped up for that? It wasn't no fucking Republican Party. Even Lincoln, bitch ass. That's why I don't give him that much credit like that for freeing slaves. Where are reparations at, bitch? We ain't get it. You know who he gave reparations to? The slave owners. Go do the history. You ain't gotta believe me. Go do the motherfucking history. When Lincoln so-called freed the slaves, he promised black people we was going to get reparations and land and shit. 40 acres and a mule. You remember how black people say that? That's what we was promised. We got none of that. You know who did get it? The slave owners. People keep forgetting too. When the Civil War was over, you think the South was still not enslaving black people? They did that shit for a couple of years. It's just like the civil rights era. You thought we got rights right away? No, it took a couple of years. They still was taxing black people to vote. Stop being so fucking naive, my people. And even to you stupid ass some of you white folks. Stop being naive. Stop acting like black people just because we popping and y'all envy of our swag and y'all think we arrogant or whatever. It took generations to have this type of little confidence that we have. Motherfuckers. You know why I don't talk about the Diddy shit right away right now? It's because of the simple fact I know Diddy ain't that motherfucking dude. It's motherfuckers bigger than him that be at them parties. That he throw them sexual parties. That, listen, no disrespect to Cassie. She got a right to feel how she feel, and I believe her. You don't think Cassie didn't see none of these other celebrities that was there? I know when abuse was probably happening, some of it, a lot of it, You on Diddy, I get that. All that sexual inappropriate shit. You think it was just only the black niggas there, huh? Listen, black people ain't got that power like that. That's why I keep trying to tell people when they talk about DEI and all that shit, they just mad because of the simple fact they ain't got no swag. They don't like that black people is getting acknowledged. That's all it is. It ain't nothing but their racism. And then they use token black people to talk about it. It's nothing but like the civil rights are, in a way. They hated civil rights. They still do. So now they call it ain't nothing but a definition of the civil rights are DEI. It's no different. They just came up with a new little saying. It's like they took woke from black people and shit like that. It's stupidity, man. And it's sad to see these racist ass white folks out here mad about black people shining. And have confidence about themselves. They hate that. They hate that black people, some of these white folks, these racist white people, they hate that black people. And I say hate. They hate that black people walk around with confidence. They don't like that shit. Because they remember times where black people had their head down. Our ancestors. We had to be scared to go in their neighborhoods. They upset we ain't scared of them. Shit, I remember the time white people were scared to come in our neighborhoods. Do I want to go back to that? No. The fuck? Cause our people had a lower power, we had them scared and feared us a little bit. No, I don't want to go back to that. It's just weird, man. Let's move on.
Leaders, deceased and living, why were they more associated with the Democratic Party? I'm not talking about in the 60s. I'm not talking about in the 70s or the 80s. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about John Lewis. I'm talking about Andrew Young and Julian Bond. I'm talking about Don McEachin, who we just talked about. Maybe Adam Clayton Powell takes us a little farther back, but you look at Benjamin Hooks. You know all the people I'm talking about. Why are they so associated with the Democratic Party? Why do they not see that that's where the Democratic Party is? Why the modern Democratic Party gave us first African-American president. We have the first African-American female vice president. Seems like that would be reason to celebrate.
Well, it goes back to family again. What was the family really all about? The family was about hard work, go to school, pay your bills, stay out of trouble, and
white supremacy talk. So he's trying to basically say Barack Obama wasn't qualified, but Donald Trump is. He's trying to say that Kamala Harris wasn't qualified. But Sarah Palin was? Or Mike Pence was? Mike Pence was more qualified than Kamala Harris? What? First of all, Barack Obama went to Harvard. One of the whitest schools. One of the most elite schools in the world. That's where he went. So, educational-wise, he's very qualified. Number two, Barack Obama in Chicago was a community leader. Well known. What the fuck are we talking about here? He's trying to say that Barack Obama and them wasn't qualified. They was very qualified. Bitch, I understand what you trying to do. You're trying to downplay if they wasn't qualified. I don't like Kamala Harris too much like that. Listen, I respect Barack from afar. You know, not the biggest fan, but I respect him. Listen, if you're telling me that Donald Trump is more qualified than Barack Obama and Kamala Harris, you done lost your damn mind. This motherfucker had Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, and his daughter that ain't served the community in no way in his cabinet. And somehow they're better than Kamala Harris. Listen, I got my issues with Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. Don't get that shit twisted. But we're talking about qualified to run a country. They're more qualified to run the country than the fucking Donald Trump. And any of them Republicans. And I mean that shit when it even comes to what's her name? Liz Cheney. That bitch ain't qualified. She's an evil person. Now she wanna pretend she mad because of January. Bitch, it took January 6th, huh, to see how bad he is. Huh. Okay. Listen, I always keep saying this. When we talk about elections, when elections come up, you gotta understand something. If you are these so-called constitutional people, who lives up to the Constitution? Republicans or Democrats? I believe Democrats give more fuck about the Constitution and democracy than the Republicans care about it. Now, if you're telling me who's more qualified, of course the Democrats are more qualified. They got a bunch of fucking nut jobs over there in the Republican Party, these Trump mega motherfuckers. This nigga put his daughter-in-law in charge of the RNC. This bitch she's not qualified. Nothing qualified about her to run a whole party, to be in that. Come on, bro. First of all, I have never heard of Donald Trump's daughter-in-law before Trump got in office. Never heard of her. Even when Trump was Trump, before he got into politics, never heard of this bitch, Lord Trump. Never heard of her. All of a sudden now she qualified? Listen, people, I'm more qualified to run the DNC than she's qualified to run the RNC. I'm probably more qualified to run the RNC than she is to run the RNC. See, understand, it's people that actually go to school and get degrees and have to go through processes to build up to get to these type of positions, right? You had to have experience. This bitch don't have no experience. Trump doesn't even have any experience. When Ronald Reagan when he ran and got in office, he had no experience. What's his name? The Terminator. That bitch ain't had no experience. And he wasn't even from here. You talking about somebody foreign coming over here, talking about the immigrants. He was an immigrant. And his ass came over here and sided with you. You ain't had no problem with him. See, as long as they side with the Republicans' stupidity and their fucked up beliefs, ain't nothing wrong with an immigrant. I guarantee you, all them immigrants that they don't like coming over here, sided with them, they be okay because they going to vote their way. I guarantee you that. Because it's already proven. this shit is sad, man. The hypocrisy of this shit. Melania Trump is an immigrant that became a U.S. citizen. And you know how she became a U.S. citizen? It wasn't because she went the right way to how the people the immigrants that come from the border and how they got to go through shit and all these difficulties to do that. She didn't have to do it. You know what she did? She had sex with a sexual assaulter. I'm sorry. She had sex with him and married them. And that's how she got her citizenship. That bitch ain't had no citizenship until she married Trump. Mind you, all Trump former wives are not natural born citizens. None of them. Shit, Trump mother wasn't a natural born citizen. Think about it. She wasn't the first generation. Fuck out of here. Listen, ain't none of us here. Some of us are here first, a second, a third, fourth, fifth, maybe. Some of us was born here, right? But a lot of our ancestors, you know, especially I know me. A lot of my people come from the African countries, continents. And the crazy part about it, I know where my ancestry come from. But not fully come from, but I know that a lot of my ancestors, not from Africa part, right? But I know we come from out people come from Africa, right? But my grandfather, his side, right? On my mom's side. Listen, on my dad's side, they come from shit, goddamn, I don't know why I'm going blank. They come from the Dominican Republic, right? Basically, you know, like a Spanish black shit, right? So that's where a lot of my, like I always tell people a lot of the times, I'm mixed with a lot of shit. But when you see me, nigga, I'm black. And I don't claim nothing else other than black. Right? Not just because I look that way, that's what I'm claiming. I'm black. Right? Especially in this fucking country. Yes. Listen, motherfuckers might think it's a disservice to be like announcing that you're black. No, nigga, I'm proud of being black. I love being black. Ain't nothing like being black. So I ain't got to sit here and talk about, oh, I got all this. I mean, I could tell you what I'm mixed with. I'm being with it. I'm gonna say it. But nigga, I love being me. I love being black. Ain't nothing like being black. Listen, nigga, you want to call us special? We special. Ain't nothing like being black. Regardless of how they, you know, people perceive us or, you know, whatever. But being a black man in America, oh man, I love it. It ain't about playing victim or none of that shit. It's about, you know, if you really truly care about people that look like you, and you understand the shit that our people has done in this country to push forward to where we even are now and move into the future, it's because of us. See, with white people, and I don't give a fuck if they're good or bad, or even if you're a minority, what you won't admit is that you benefit off of black people's pain and our invention. Like shit that we create. Our creation, I'm sorry. And what we make popular and what we make good, you benefit off of it. our struggle, our fight that put shit in place for everybody else. We do that. And ain't no race does that. Not white people, not no other minority motherfuckers. Y'all don't do what black Americans do. You haven't done it. Cause like they remember Kansas tell you, people was enslaving people for a long motherfucking time. What happened when black Americans said enough of this shit? We changed the world. Not just America, we changed the world. Remember Kansas says we just get mad at America for slave. Okay, cool. Who stopped it? Who helped push for it? We did. Who fought for it? We fought to stop it. That's what we did. Then all the other countries all of a sudden, no more slavery. But you go to these other countries, they still enslaving people. And they even enslaving their own. People that look like them. But they get mad at black people, black Americans, and they upset at us. We got it easy over here, bitch, because we fought for it. Even if you think that we got it easy over here, we fought for it. What you fight for? You ain't fight for shit. You run over here and bitch, you complain about us. And then at the same time, you over there in your own country and y'all mistreat each other. Listen, I know black people over here, we ain't that much better. We mistreat each other to a little bit because we've been mentally fucked up. But I guarantee you, if black Americans, because it been noticed in history, if we stay together and we do some shit, oh, we'll get along. We'll benefit each other. We'll step up for each other. Black Wall Street, remember that. Civil rights era, remember that. But who all took it down? Always be the racist ass white folks that come and get token Negroes and get them to sell us out. But majority, a very high percentage of black people, we ride together. You notice. You want to think about modern day history? Okay, cool. I'll break it down a little bit too more with that. Okay. When you think about what happened to George Floyd, majority of black people, a very high percentage, ruled. We was with it. We fucking with Floyd. White people couldn't talk no shit. Not around us. Unless you was a sellout. Unless you was scared. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Back in the day, a lot of our people was more scared than we were now. And they fought. That's why when you hear a lot of the older generation get upset at the young folks, a lot of the times, that's what they're talking about. They see a lot of you motherfuckers, you done benefited off of their struggle, and you ain't really got that fight like that. And I understand the times are a little different, but they actually did stick together a little bit. There's some truth behind that. That they did actually stick together. Regardless, it was more of them that stuck together than we do. And they was consistent. That's why the older generation get upset at the young niggas, at the young folks. Even me, my generation. And to them, a lot of the times, is I sit down with a lot of our elders. Listen, they don't they don't dislike us. They disappointed. They don't hate on us. They don't hate us. They just disappointed. That you got all these opportunities that they didn't sacrifice for us, and we don't use our power the way we supposed to. Cause I told y'all the one thing. This is what I learned from my elders. He said, "I understand the generation is different. All that marching and shit, I get it. We need that." He said, "You know how you hurt these races? Stop their money flow." Boom. So when I tell black people stop supporting certain shit, that's what I'm talking about. He said when back in those days, so race he said they stopped the money flow too as well. They didn't just march. They stopped that money flow. Because they was making money off of black labor. So black folks, my young black people, don't think that the older generation hates you like that. It comes off that way because they don't know how to communicate with y'all. But don't think that they hate y'all. They just frustrated. They don't understand why y'all don't understand that y'all still trying to be a part of some shit that you really not. And it's still change to be made. And you just acting like we should be all good and yeah, I ain't got to worry about that. It ain't happening to me. That's not how that generation grew up. If something affected their neighbor, it affected them, it affected all of them. And y'all just like, a lot of us are like this. We act like that shit don't bother us like that. That ain't our problem. Because it ain't affecting us. But that's not how their generation was. They had motherfuckers that sold them out. But it was more of them that fought than sold us out. Now we have more motherfuckers selling us out than fighting. That's the issue that they have. Shit, for me, being an older brother, that's my problem with y'all. A lot of my people. And it ain't just a young shit, it's an old shit, because I done seen it from both sides. You can't ask young folks to accept your thought process when you don't understand that they just young and ignorant too. And they grew up in so many different generations where they have been bamboozled. And you don't have the patience and the respect and the tolerance for them to understand where they're coming from. That's what bothers me about the older generation. So they wonder why we don't all come together. Well, y'all are part of that problem too. It ain't just the young folks. We all are part of this shit. We all are part of why we don't come together. Even me, even though I understand it, I'm not perfect in this shit either. It's shit I need to do better. Shit I need to work on to bring our people together. So I ain't perfect in this shit. We gotta do better, man. Love each other, man. Like, that's the number one thing. Just love each other, man. I know we different, but like, we're not really that different when it comes to being treated right. We got caught up in this society of capitalism that where we just ignore human decency for even amongst us. I'm in this different tax bracket. I can't fuck with them niggas. It's beneath me. Well, you know, that was part of their plan too, black folks, to separate us by class. Because at certain points of time in history back in the day, your class is what it was. Well, actually, your class didn't really mean that much. It's about your race. And y'all, some of y'all keep thinking that race don't matter. Okay, cool. Just because you made it. It was a couple of token Negroes and a couple of token people that, I ain't gonna say token, but some people that made it. Martin Luther King is the biggest icon in American history. I don't give a fuck. Listen, he's over George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and all them motherfuckers. Listen. They can deny it all they want. He's the biggest figure ever in American history. He understood this. Or what I'm saying. It was just too late. And then right after that, he got assassinated. So we missed a leader. And then Malcolm X as well. We missed leaders. Leaders got killed. They got murdered. So that's why a lot of us are fucked up and we don't understand this shit. And we selfish and shit like that. Our leaders are gone. And then we got these false prophet ass niggas, which we call coon niggas. Or these niggas that call they so much pro-black. It is no such thing a pro-black. It's no such thing. Because let's be very honest, we can't be pro-black like that. Because niggas in Africa help sell us. So how are we pro-black? I ain't forgiving them niggas in Africa that sold us out. And traffic us. That's sex trafficking too. If you want to be real about it. Want to go off the modern day shit. They sex traffic us. They let us go. And people, let's be real about it, right? A lot of those people in Africa, back in those days, they did harm to their own people. They sold us out. They sell us out all the time. You see them now. A lot of them come here. Some of them come here. They talk bad about black Americans, but this is the same people that come from a country that we only exist over here because of their ancestors, our ancestors. You notice black Americans don't really try to claim Africans. If we know the real history, we respect them, we love them in a way, right? But we don't really fuck with them like that. We don't fuck with Africans like that. We don't fuck with the African continents like that. Because if black people that know what they did to us, and I'm not saying all of them are bad, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all. Well, partly if it wasn't for y'all. A big part of it. And you think we don't know the history of that. So that's why they get to come over here and they get to talking all that gangster shit. Talk about how bad we are. You know, we you got it good over here. Well, bitch, if our ancestors, me and yours, didn't sell us out, you wouldn't even be speaking this language to me. Because I'd probably be over there with you. Or coming to this country the way you come to the country. Well, maybe not. So it's a good and a bad thing that they did what they did. Right? But don't come over here criticizing some shit that you didn't work hard for. You got citizenship, or you can get some type of citizenship, or you can come over here where I'm at as a black American citizen that was born here because of our people. But then you come over here and tell we being lazy and we all this other shit. Almost like you anti-black American. And you black. And I understand you African, but you black. You look like us. That shit is sad. We do this shit to our own selves. And then we sit there and we bitch and complain and we get mad at white folks. Like, nigga, look how we treat each other. And then you mad at white people because white people don't have no respect for us. Look at what we do to each other. This is the shit I'm talking about. You got African brothers and sisters from different countries treating us differently. You go to Dominican Republic, and that's where on my dad's side they from. You go over there, they treat the dark people like my dad is dark like me. Listen, I probably couldn't get by. Because I'm caramel, brown skinned. My dad, dark. My dad, come on, man. My grandmother, dark. Now she got treated over there in the Dominican Republic. They treat, listen, trying to tell y'all, man, this shit ain't all what it's cracked up to be. They all try to pretend like shit is all gravy. These Africans and some of these motherfuckers from different black continents and shit, countries, you know, black Americans ain't from. Like, they so much unified. They ain't. They ain't unified. If they were so unified, why are they coming over here? They tell us racism not that big of a deal. But who took over their country? White folks. These same white Americans that they coming over to had control of their country. And that's why their country run the way it does. That's why their own people mistreat them. And so they sit over here. See, listen, I know this shit. I do the research. I know the politics. Don't sit here and try to play me, bitch. Listen, that's why they run their ass over here. That goes for the Mexicans. That goes for the blacks. That goes for all of them. The Africans. It goes for all the motherfuckers that ain't from here. You run here because of America, the white supremacists that we fight against the government, these same racist motherfuckers. These are the same people that made your own people that look like you treat you the way they treat you. You don't want to talk about that, though. You get over here, y'all got it easy over here. That's because we fought. We fight against our government. We have fought against it. That's why I'm proud to be a black American. I'm proud to be black. You can't be proud. You ran. So don't come over here talking that shit to us. You got no say over this bitch. Only say you got is when you sell out to the racist motherfuckers that fucked your country up, but at the same time we fight against here. So that's why a lot of them come over here and be sellouts. I seen a bitch a while ago that was a Republican, right? Some foreign chick. I couldn't tell you if she was Mexican or whatever the fuck she was. I know she was foreign. She was in that Spanish. She was in that realm. And this bitch barely could speak English. And she was a motherfucking senator. And I say, what the fuck? This bitch barely speak English. And the Republican Party mad at immigrants. And this bitch barely can speak English. You hear Melania Trump. That bitch, you can't, if you really want to be, she barely can speak English over this bitch. Nobody understand what the fuck Melania Trump. And then you know, and then, yeah, and then, yes, and Barack Obama, we need to see his birth certificate. Nobody wanna see Barack Obama birth certificate. You know, listen, no disrespect to people that's mentally retarded. That bitch sound mentally retarded. Struggling to speak English. But we supposed to take this bitch serious. And she supposed to question the first black president about where he was born at. Bitch, you ain't even from here. Fuck are you talking about? Half of these motherfucking immigrants, I don't give a fuck where they come from, to question black people, bitch, you can't even speak the language over here. That's like me going to your country, can't speak that language. Who the fuck am I acting like I'm more superior than you? It's your country. I don't know the struggles. I ain't from there. But I told y'all, they only do it to black Americans. They don't come over here and talk about all the poor white people, because there's more poor white people than it is black. They don't come over here and question them. And they complain a lot. They complain about not being, some of them, a lot of them complain of not, they can't go back to being racist. But they ignore that shit. But they mad at black people because we like to fight. I told y'all, man, this shit ain't what y'all think it is, man. These people be, this country is fucked up. And listen, the problem that people have with immigrants is not my problem. You just don't know my problem yet. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, people, we're back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel? It's down there strolling below. Highly appreciate it. Make sure you guys share the videos and hit the like button, people. Listen, I always tell people, you don't want to have a real conversation with me about foreign shit or immigrants. Listen, my honest opinion, I'll probably lean more right than Democratic shit. But I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. But when it comes to immigrant shit, listen, from my experience and what I have seen, you want to be real about that shit, I should lean more right. I don't think immigrants actually really truly appreciate America. They appreciate white supremacy, but they don't appreciate America, because America was built on black people, the back of black people, and they don't appreciate us. So, and that goes for all them immigrants. I don't give a fuck what race they are or what country they come from. I don't think they appreciate America. So some of them shouldn't even be here. I'm not saying they shouldn't have the opportunity to come here, but some of them don't deserve to be here. So don't get me started on immigration. The reason I don't talk about that shit is because, like I told you, I don't like, and I must be very honest about this, and this may shock some people. I don't like immigrants. I ain't gonna say I don't like immigrants. I don't like some immigrants. And mainly the ones that come from the Mexican, Latino, and black ones, the minority ones. Honestly, and I'm not saying all of them bad. Not saying that because I don't want to disrespect them, because there's some good ones. It's some good Mexicans and black folks that come over here, Africans and shit like that. I don't want to disrespect everybody, but nigga, fuck out of here. Shit, we got a bitch in Congress right now, a white chick. I don't know where the fuck she from. This bitch barely speaking. I don't know what the fuck she talking about. This white woman sound like Melania Trump out that bitch. Get the fuck out of here. How you gonna be anti-black and black people built the country? The same country that you came over here. The only reason you even come over here is because of us. But you anti-black. That's my issue. That's why I don't like talking about the border and immigration. I don't like talking about that because you ain't gonna like my response for it. You gonna think I'm anti-immigrants. I'm not. Or I'm with the right wing on the border shit. I'm not. It's just that I don't like the behavior of some of them come over here. They're not good people. Sorry. And I'm not talking about some violent shit. I'm talking about morally. They ain't good people. Because a lot of them come from being violated. And hurt people. And if you ever ran into somebody that's scared or got broken, they usually side with the person or side with people that broke them. And a lot of immigrants that come over here has been broken. They ain't got no fight in them. They come over here, they just happy that ding got the situation that they used to have. And then they try to act like we got it good. Bitch, do you understand? We fought for the situation that you was going through over there, or still probably do in this modern day. We fought to stop it. That's why you can come over here. So it ain't that we got it easy. We fought for it. Our ancestors fought for it, so our generation don't have to go through it. Or had to go through what they went through. You understand that? Or you just so ignorant that you don't understand that. We ain't got it easy, bitch. We just living off some of the perks that our ancestors sacrificed. That's all. We ain't got it good, bitch. We trying to, when the white people, when they put their kids and use their white privilege, that's all good. Or when black people do it, it's a problem. It's DEI. What the white folks like to call it now. DEI. Let me explain something to y'all very clearly. I'm a grown-ass man. I was born in the 80s. 81 at that. I was born in the 80s. I was raised in the 90s in a crack epidemic. Okay? My mom was on crack my whole childhood. I'm a crack baby. I tell people that all the time. I'm a crack baby. My mom was on that shit when she was pregnant with me. I'm a crack baby. Okay? Listen. And then I wound up selling the same shit that my mom was getting high off of and hurt my community. I wound up turning into the niggas that gave my mama the drugs to make me a crack baby. See, motherfuckers ain't gonna be real with you. They gonna sit there and they gonna try to be politically correct. I ain't doing that. I turned into the same niggas that sold dope to my mama that turned me into a crack baby. So I ain't got time to sit there and kiss nobody ass. Okay? Now understand, to all the old motherfuckers, right? I'm not saying all the shit that young people do is good and shit, or you foreign motherfuckers that come over here's bitch and you sit there and talk about, oh, these niggas is privileged and they got it good. It ain't like how we used to be. Of course it's not, bitch. Of course it's not. And it shouldn't be. I've been through what I've been through. To think about the shit I've been through in my life and to take my daughter through that. Or take some of my nieces and nephews or my godkids do that. That supposed to make them tough? That supposed to make us feel good about ourselves because we went through it, so now we can take them through it? What the fuck type of logic is that? We should always supposed to want our kids not to be, yeah, they gotta have some some grimy shit about them, but they not us. The generation is different. We ain't got to like everything. But if we can keep certain morals with them, that's what matters. Fuck with how they dress. Fuck their sexuality. Fuck all that. Fuck that they ain't got it. They ain't had it like we had it. They don't suppose to. They don't suppose to. When I go to work every day, I work hard or busting my ass so my daughter in the future to save her, to make sure she good, so she wouldn't have to go through what I've been through. That's my whole purpose. And if you're not going to work as an older motherfucker or my age or something like that to do that for your kid, then something wrong with you. It ain't the rest of us. It's you motherfuckers. And that goes for the older generation. That got something to do with y'all. Y'all struggled back then. Yeah, we get that. And we respect that. And we love y'all for that. We appreciate y'all for that. But that don't mean that we gotta still grind and go through hard shit like y'all did. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I've been through some sure shit. Nigga, I don't want no young kid, none of these young niggas to go through what I went through. I don't want none of that. Oh no. You know how see, this is what motherfuckers don't really understand. Your self-esteem get fucked up in these situations. These bad situations. And then trying to get out of them situations, you gotta build your self-esteem back up. Somehow. Hopefully you can do it. Some people don't leave with the type of self-esteem that I built up for myself. That lead the type of situation that I left. and what I was a part of. Some niggas get broken. And I ain't trying to sit here like, I don't like motherfuckers be like, you be too passionate, you get upset about shit. That's because simple fact, I'm not fully over everything. So I get passionate. I get upset. I get loud or whatever. Because the pain is still there a little in some of the situations. But I don't want my kid ever to grow up and feel in that way. All the pain and shit that I felt and still feel, I don't want that. Nigga, if you ever talk to my daughter, you ever hear this little girl, we call her a black white girl. She black, but this little girl talk white. My dad. She talked that way, like, this real weird shit. And nigga, it's not like I ain't never heard it, but I heard it from white folks. I never heard that shit from black people where I grew up at. But my daughter, but down, I understand. When you raise your kid a certain type of way and not in that environment, your kid can grow up that way. I'm glad she growing up and not feeling that way. You notice I tell you this, my daughter have never used the N-word. She have never said nigga. And I'm glad she don't. And she didn't heard us say it. She didn't heard our daddy say it. She never used it. And I'm so happy about that. That's different from me. That don't mean she got to be like me. You got to use the N-word to be like me. That's what like some of these old niggas be talking about. They be like, well, you got to go through the same struggles that we went through. You don't understand nothing. Like, nigga, no, I don't. Not to understand. And why would I want you to understand that pain? Old niggas, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, man. I remember the first time I heard a young nigga call me Unc or call me OG. I ain't like that shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't like it. After a while, well, you know, you is old nigga. Got these grays. You know what I mean? I ain't no young nigga no more. And in the part, I actually feel proud about being an old nigga. Being an OG, being an Unc. Nigga, that shit feel good. Because these niggas respect me in a certain type of way. Feel good about that. I just get mad they getting old, nigga. I'm okay getting old, nigga. Glad I'm getting old. You know why? Because when I was these young niggas' age, I ain't think I thought I'd be dead. I wouldn't even think I'd be old. So, you know. And at the same time, it's good to give niggas the wisdom that you learned through the years and they listening to it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure you still respect them, though, when you give them that wisdom. See, because niggas can talk about, oh, I'm trying to give you wisdom, but they still could be disrespecting them. They ain't going to do the same shit that we used to do. I don't like they tight pants, nigga. That don't mean that I got to be okay with it. And that don't mean I got to wear the tight shit. That's their style. Do what you do. We had the baggy jeans. We had the big shit. See, people keep forgetting about my era. My era was big jeans. Before my big era, the niggas in the 80s and shit, a lot of them niggas that was young as 80s, 70s and shit, 60s, them niggas was wearing tight shit. And a lot of them was suited and booted, too. We changed the game. Hip-hop era changed the game in the 90s. People keep forgetting how tight Jordache pants was in the 80s. And anybody that come from that generation understand what I'm saying. Them Jordache jeans was tight as a motherfucker. Levi's was tight back in the day. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. What up, Talk? Shout out to my brother. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all, listen. You know what make me unique to a lot of motherfuckers is that I got taught by my elders, right? But I grew up in an era with a lot of shit I helped create that you see now with a lot of young niggas. So that's why I'm unique in a way, and I can acknowledge it. The problem is a lot of niggas my age, even my age, they don't want to acknowledge it. Like, we help create some of this shit that we see from the young niggas, and we get upset at them and be like, these niggas is wildin' and all that other shit. No, they not. They doing the same shit that we did. And we taught better if we was around more, right? And we don't shit on them as much, they might change. But you keep shitting on somebody, yo, on a generation of motherfucking young folk or people, why would they give a fuck about you? And why would they ain't give a fuck about you? Why would they even listen to you? I was listening, no disrespect to my brother Weezy. I love him. That's my brother. I was having this conversation with him last night. Well, was it last night? No, the night before. I think it was Tuesday. And he just kept going back to that old shit. Him being old. And the nigga said to me, I don't gotta feel like I gotta explain to young niggas. But that mean that you gave up. That's not like I don't give up. I keep fighting. I keep telling young niggas, listen to me. And I keep fighting and keep fighting. That's why I continue to do what I do. I don't give up. Because I remember when a lot of older niggas gave up on me and stopped talking, stopped giving me advice. I remember that shit. All that shit made me do was wild out more. And then at this point, now you know why I don't disrespect my elders? You know why? Because some of them didn't give up on me. They kept fighting for me. So that's why I ain't disrespectful to my elders. But when niggas get old and they just give up on the youth the way they do, they ain't listening to me. Well, they ain't supposed to. You was young before, nigga. You ain't listen to all your fucking elders. You didn't listen to your elders. Because you was young and ignorant as fuck. In any generation. And then you got to understand a generation of black folks that grew up in an era that where they had some freedoms. You're talking about a lot of people that come from a generation where they didn't have rights. So the mind state is different. That's why I tell young folks, appreciate your elders too. You know what I mean? Because you niggas be talking all that rah weird shit sometimes and you be out of pocket. Respect your elders that sacrifice for you. Respect them. But at the same time, it's a mutual respect that gotta come there with the young folks and the older folks. It's a mutual respect. The generations is just different. They grew up in freedom time, in a way, right? Y'all, a lot of y'all didn't. The struggle is different. That's like me trying to understand, you know, my dad generation in a way of like fully truly understanding it, or understanding my grandmother generation back in those days when she didn't have no rights and shit. Like you're not going to fully comprehend that. It's just not. You just make sure people understand it. The young folks understand it. You unify them with that shit. Get them to understand, nigga, we fought for you niggas to have this voice. Use it. And understand that somehow black people are still broken too. We got generations of we got broken from the civil rights era. Two, a lot of us don't know no better. But we always teach our send out here, well, nigga, you got all these rights, say you can say this, you can say that, but that's all they know. They don't know shit that we taught them. Listen, people keep pretending like the shit that I know, right? You act like I didn't have to learn a lot of shit that I know. And the person that I became, I had to learn how to be who I am and accept who I am. And I had OGs. I had motherfuckers that taught me shit, gave me game, gave me wisdom. I was a hard-headed nigga, very hard-headed. My family will tell you that. My OGs will tell you that. People, my friends will tell you that. I was hard-headed. But at a certain point, it just clicked for me. And everybody ain't me. And everybody ain't you. But if you care about your people, black folks, our elders, if you care, and even young folks, you care about your people like you say you do, you keep fighting for them. You don't give up. You don't get upset at your elders because they can't understand to a certain extent, because they old. And you old niggas can't get mad at these young niggas because they ain't comprehending what you're saying because they young. You grew up in two different types of generations. The reason I even understand this shit is because, number one thing, and I'm going to leave it as this. The reason I understand this is because it was an older dude that said to me one day, he said, I remember when black people couldn't move around in this community. And this is recently, right? It's not no shit that just happened a long time ago. This recently just happened to me. And a black dude was in a community where I work at, right? Where my route is. I'm saying, I remember black people couldn't be out here. He said, so to see another black brother delivering out here, because he was like, usually it'd be some white dude. And I told that black brother, I said, you know, we appreciate you. For him to have a house out there, living life, doing what he's doing, and stuff like that. I said, we appreciate you, though. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I said, yeah. I said, I say, but the thing is, I told him I had my usual route, right? Because I got a consistent route, right? It's not like before. When I first started, I got a consistent route. And I say, I'm always out here. He said, I've been seeing you, because he told me I've been seeing you for the last 3 months or something like that, right? Consistently, right? Because they switched routes on us and shit, so we had a whole nother different route. But he said, I see you consistently out here. You deliver them to me all the time. And I said, but that comes from working hard. I said, I can't get this route. I said, you'll see different people doing this route if they wasn't working hard for this route. Like my route ain't easy, but it ain't hard, right? You know, some motherfuckers that got even harder routes than I do might consider my route easy. I wish I had that shit. You know what I mean? But me, it's like a thing that they always put when they ask us how was the route at the end of the day when your route is done. They say was your route easy or like they had some other between shit, but at the end they say hard. I always say I think one of the questions you can push for it is one of the answers you can push for it is like um it's never easy, never hard. Because you never know what you're going to deal with. You know what I mean? And like I said, my route is crazy. Because I can have, like, a whole bunch of fucking apartment buildings. That shit is hard. If you doing that shit for, like, if you doing that shit, like, delivering to apartment buildings, and it's about 60%, just say 60%. 60% of your route, that shit hard, bro. I mean, you going up and down steps to deliver shit in different buildings and shit. Like, that shit hard. Like, just not, like, physically. Mentally, it'll fuck you up. You like, damn, this shit won't end. So, you know, when he said that to me, I was like, I appreciate it from my elders. And he appreciated me. He was like, because I had explained to him, I said, it's difficult to get this route. I said, because everybody don't like this route. Because, you know, it might be some days where, like I told y'all, I get 60% of fucking apartments. And that shit is not easy to do, bro. You know what I mean? And not just physically, just mentally, yo. Just over and over again. Like, God damn. And then you got to think about it. It's notes and shit that they have in that say, we need this delivered here. We want this around the side and we want this around that. Yo, that shit is hard. You know what I mean? Especially when you in the groove. And then me having OCD the way I have it, I like a pace, like to keep going shit. And sometimes you don't get that. So it fucked my OCD up and it fucked me up a little bit. So I get frustrated sometimes. But yeah, but I got used to it. So I'm kind of like, I know how to work around shit. But yeah, I work hard to get that route. As like I said, I told y'all, I remember my manager and shit, he said, nigga, I ain't give you routes like that because I just thought you was bullshitting. I was like, no, I was just trying to figure out how to do this shit. Because he felt like I was taking too long of doing the routes when it shouldn't take that long. Now, honestly, no lie to you, I don't take that long. I don't, shit, I used to, like, when I get off, it's no later than 6:30. Like, when I get done my route or something, like if that's my route, 6:30. And like I said, it all depends how heavy my load is. Because sometimes I get off at 5. Sometimes I get off at 5:30. But no later than 6:30. 6:30, when I get done my last package, it's 6:30. And then I might be on my way back to the warehouse. And then where I'm at, it takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to get to the route. I mean, get back to the station. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That shit, you know, I told him, I said, it wasn't that. And I said, I got OCD real bad. I said, yo, a lot of that shit used to just throw me off. And then I didn't, like I was telling everybody, just because I got trained for this job, doesn't mean when you get into and then I got trained for it, right? And then physically, they trained me, but only for one day. And then I had to go back out there and I had to do exactly what they was telling me to do. So it was fucked up. and you gotta get used to shit, and then you gotta get used to the technology and shit like that. So it fucked me up. So it took me a little minute, and he thought that I was just bullshitting, or just thought I just couldn't do the job. Right? It wasn't that. I just had to get used to it. I told you, I'm a quick learner. Just give me a little minute. And shout out to my manager though for sticking with me, because he didn't have to. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, he was right. He wasn't lying. It was just that it was not what he thought. Like, I just need a little time to adapt to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need a little bit to find my the way I can do it. Like how I do it now. Like, that's not how everybody else do it. Like, you know what I mean? I do it my own way. I don't do this shit the way they do it. I do it my own way. I pace my own self. I take my breaks when I take it. You know what I'm saying? Because they hit you on the phone or whatever, say, you know, it's break time. I never take that shit. I take breaks when I want to. I pace my shit. And he was like, because he told me, say, you know, you gonna take them breaks? I say, no. I said, I take my breaks when I want to take it. I said, the job still get done, right? He said, yeah. Okay, all right. What we talking about? I take the breaks when I want to. I don't even take that many long breaks. Like, you're supposed to get 2:15s and a half. So, a whole hour. I don't even take a whole 15 or a whole half an hour. I don't take that shit. I don't even take 15s like that. Shit, probably my half an hour, I may take 15. May. But, yeah, I do shit the way I want to do it. But the reason it's acceptable and he accepted is because some fact I still get the job done. I had to find my own way of how to do it. That's why I told you, everybody can talk about they qualify for a fucking job, but until you actually do it and get in to the process of it, it's not what you think it is. But like I said, people gotta, our older people, they gotta start disrespecting the youth, and the youth gotta start respecting their elders. And that's why we separated as a people. Believe it or not. Niggas always trying to sit out here. You young niggas, and listen, and let me just say this. I'm not saying y'all don't know nothing. But you don't have no wisdom. You can't have wisdom. You ain't lived long enough. Right? And you old niggas, if you don't understand the generation, then you know nothing about the generation. So you can't keep talking about your wisdom shit. Your shit comes from back in the times. Especially if you ain't adjusted to the new, how the young folks are. How shit is now. This is both our problems. It's the young niggas and the older niggas' problem. We both had this problem. We need to fix this shit. Honestly. And when we come together as black people, when we finally do come together, it's going to be because the young and old niggas understand that. And until then, we still going to keep acting like we better than each other. My generation was better than yours. Fuck your generation. You know, your generation old. Your generation dressing gay. Whatever. Like, it's just going to be stupid shit. Honestly. And we need to do better. Alright? I just want us to do better. That's all I'm asking y'all. Just do better. Treat each other better, man. Y'all keep not understanding why we can't come together. Is because the old black folks and the young black folks, we're just generations apart. I told y'all, the reason that the generations, the old black generation and the young generations, we can't come together is because of my generation. I keep telling y'all that. We helped create a lot of the shit that you see from the young folks, right? And then at the same time, we was that generation that was getting arrested and been in jail and not taking care of our kids, and because we was in jail or we was dead. We was that generation. My generation. So it's a how would you call it? It's a we not we can't see each other, man. And it's from my generation. That's why I'm always so trying to bring us together, because I understand it was my generation that separated us. Everybody kind of trying to bring Larry Hoover and all them niggas old niggas. They didn't do what we did. Honestly. When you see the little King Vons and Dirks and all them niggas, they are you want to call it bad prophets of, or a lot of young niggas you see, they come from us. They come from my generation. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I don't even hang around niggas my age in my generation, because I know what my generation did. Because a lot of them niggas is dead or they in jail. Very few motherfuckers like me still alive and still have the knowledge that I have and push the peace and the positivity. It's very rare. It was my generation that fucked the disconnect up with the young folks now, and even the older niggas. That older niggas, even if the niggas around my age level and they mad, that's because these niggas are weirdos. And they ain't grown up yet. These niggas still think that they still got the juice. You ain't got no juice. Listen, I tell people like this, put it like this, because I come from the generation. Understand something. I'm still fly, right? But I respect me getting older, right? Because I come from a generation where a lot of niggas thought they would be dead. And a lot of them are. A lot of them dead or they in jail. I come from that generation. So, nigga, I'm just happy to be here in a way. You know what I mean? But understand that now that I did make it and I'm here and I can comprehend it, that nigga, I got a purpose. It's a reason I'm here. A lot of these niggas that even is my age, those niggas, if they haters or they still trying to act young, or they trying to act old, way older than what they are, or they trying to be young, they weird niggas. Because they don't understand, like, I ain't gonna say they don't understand, they scared. They don't know how to, because I've been where they were too, like, not being scared to not understanding, what the fuck? Why am I here? So I get it. But a lot of them niggas, they just be on some weird shit. You know what I mean? But to the young niggas, y'all just gotta slow the fuck down, bro. And listen to your elders. Listen. You ain't gotta listen to niggas that's older than me. Listen to some of the people my age that actually really get y'all. Because I actually get y'all. Because at the end of the day, I help create you niggas. It's not no arrogant shit. This is facts. Your behaviors and the shit that y'all do, a lot of shit y'all do, I helped create that. I was a part of that generation. So I get y'all. More than anybody. And our elders, y'all need to come the fuck down too, because y'all motherfuckers, y'all wasn't all gravy back in y'all days. And at the same time, listen, you grew up in a different generation of niggas that y'all didn't play around with guns like that. Y'all shot some guns here and there, but y'all wasn't like my generation, not mine. Even the young niggas that shoot the guns and they do what they do, yo, that shit is to me, because my era was the era that was about gunplay. Y'all ain't doing it like that. Y'all ain't doing like, and it's nothing to brag about, but I'm just saying, I understand. Y'all ain't popping guns like we did. Honestly, go look back at the crime rate back in the day. In the 90s. Go look back at it. And then you gotta understand, it wasn't technology and shit back then. So a lot of niggas got popped and got killed and got away with it for popping and shooting, killing niggas. Y'all can't do that. So that's why y'all crime rate is down. Not like our shit was. Niggas think these niggas is wildin'. They ain't wildin'. These young niggas ain't wildin' like that. But they a little smart. They ain't just shooting and killing niggas because they understand technology. Back in the day, we ain't had none of this technology bullshit, nigga. We pop you, kill you. We don't give a fuck. And nobody in the hood was talking. Not like how niggas is talking now. A lot of you niggas talk, the niggas that snitch on you a lot of times, is because of the technology. Because a lot of that shit is on camera. That's why niggas is snitching now. Everybody think these niggas is just bitch ass niggas now. No, they niggas, no, hey man. I don't get myself out of this shit. I don't say nothing. I'm going to jail with this nigga. That's what that is. Back in the day, nigga, nobody snitched. Nigga, you better have me on camera. And like I said, a lot of us were smart gangsters. We understood it. Nigga, nigga shoot, kill niggas. Hey, man. And listen, let me just say this. I ain't glorifying it. It's nothing to glorify. But I'm just saying, the times was different. We can shoot and kill niggas back then, and they had to worry about cameras really like that. It was very rare that niggas got caught on camera when they shot and killed the nigga. Cameras wasn't even popping like that. The internet wasn't even like that. That's why I always tell people, when it come to young niggas, yes, my era was a part of that. We was careless, and we had the gunplay. We played with guns like that. That's what we did. We stopped fighting. Even though I grew up in an era where we did fight. It was like almost like when you seen King Von. When he did what he did, he wanted to go fight that nigga, but he wound up dying by the gun. He was just, some people a little bit of an old soul. So when King seen King Von die the way he died, and I'm sorry, excuse me, when King Von got killed the way he got killed, it's because that nigga, some motherfuckers got old spirits. Real motherfuckers know ain't no fighting. I stopped fighting years ago. I don't fight no nigga. I tell the nigga now, nigga, I'm too old to fight. That's number one. I ain't fighting. But nigga, I know what niggas is on right now, and I ain't fighting no nigga. I ain't fighting nobody. I'll shoot your ass first and ask questions later. I ain't got nothing. I don't care. Nobody fights no more. So my whole knowledge is that I try not to put myself in situations where I don't have to shoot a nigga or shoot anybody, period. So I de-escalate a situation, or I don't want to be a part of it, or I try to find a way not to be a part of it. But if it come down to it, I'll shoot and kill your ass. I ain't got time to play around with people. I don't play like that. And the crazy shit about it, as older as I got, the more serious I got. So I don't play kid games. I don't play some young shit I used to do back in the day. So I don't be around people that I don't like. I don't be around people that don't like me. I don't interact with people that I don't like and don't like me. I can read a room very well. My niggas that I used to grow up with, they can tell you I can used to predict shit. I think that kind of would say to me. Because I used to predict shit. It's the one thing about me, I didn't like bullies. So when niggas was out there acting like extra tough, I'm like, yo, that nigga gonna die. Even if a nigga on my team didn't do it, somebody else was gonna do it. But I know that nigga we was trying to kill him. Put it like that. So when niggas died and we ain't had nothing to do with it, I was like, yo, I told you. All that tough Tony shit. I don't like tough niggas trying to act like they tough, they thorough. For what? That shit don't mean nothing. That shit don't mean shit. Cause if a nigga wanna kill you, they'll kill you. Well, fuck how thorough you are. If a nigga feel like you a threat to them, they gonna kill you. That's how that goes. And motherfuckers, the one thing I learned about the streets was that when you in them streets, damn near anything goes, right? Especially from my era. You got rules and shit. Like, nigga, I ain't never shoot no kid or fuck with kids or kill no pregnant women, no shit. That ain't no shit I did. I'm not saying it ain't never happened, but that wasn't no shit that I was on, right? But the one thing I learned was that you can't sit there and not expect the worst. Just because you ain't on that type of time doesn't mean other people ain't on that type of time. So you may not want to kill kids, or you may not want to kill baby mamas, or you may not want to give a nigga a pass because he with his kids or something like that. All niggas ain't with that. Because I grew up in an era where anything goes. Even though we did have some type of rules. But we ain't follow all the rules all the time. So sometimes niggas would go and kill niggas in front of their kids. Or kill a kid. But now, it was repercussions from it too. But I grew up in that era where shit changed. Where you see a lot of these young niggas, they kill niggas in front of their kids. They do all that shit that y'all get mad about. That happened in my era. We was a part of that. We helped create that. So that's why I don't get mad at the young folks. It's not truly understanding it. It's just, I ain't gonna say I don't truly understand it. I do understand it because I helped create it. My helped create the nonsense that y'all see. So how can you be, as me, that helped create some of this shit, and for my be so mad of it? The only thing I can do is to tell these niggas that shit is bullshit and that's fucked up. That's all I can keep doing. I don't give up. Because I know that I helped create this era. I helped create some of the shit that y'all see. And y'all feeling. Y'all was like, these motherfucking young folks. I helped it. Where you think they got it from? It's like being a parent, bro. If my daughter acting a certain type of way, bro, fuck you think she got that shit from? It's like a racist. Listen, if a child is a racist, right, and grow up to be a racist, where the fuck do you think he got it from? Got it from his parents. Got it from the community, the people he's around. Come on. We gotta be better, man. And we gotta know better. So I'm not mad at the young folks because they do a lot of the fuck shit. I don't like it, and I acknowledge it, and I tell them niggas. But I'm not mad at them because I know where it come from. And it's my responsibility as a nigga that helped create their mind state of what they do. I know I had a part in that. The niggas I roll with, the shit I did. The motherfuckers want to sit there and pretend they ain't got nothing to do with that. All the old niggas always sit there like, hey, yeah, them niggas shouldn't be acting like that, man. We weren't like that back in our day. Yeah, y'all was. Stop. Because I wouldn't have been who I was. But let's take a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys leave. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, make sure you guys donate to the channel. If you can, the OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel. Yeah, we about this motherfucker, man. I love y'all, man. Hopefully y'all pick something up about the wisdom that I give y'all, man. Cause it's all wisdom. It's all shit. Shit I talk about. It's all love. It's all wisdom too. It's all shit that I've been through. I never try to lie to y'all. Right? Because I always say try. Because sometimes anybody can over exaggerate a situation, but I totally try not to over exaggerate situations. Because like I said, a lot of shit that I talk about, especially about how I was raised and shit, certain shit I've been through in my life, nigga, I can get niggas to come on here and tell you them shits is facts, what he's saying. Kenny ain't lying. You get what I mean? So, but I ain't gonna sit and pretend I don't over exaggerate some shit, right? Like, you know, like nigga get a little too hype and you over exaggerate shit. Yeah, I know I do that sometimes. But yeah, but but at the end of the day, people, my shit is always about helping people. You know what I mean? That's the movement. Make sure you guys leave your comments, hit the like button, support your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.